all right. You're now tuned into the Golden Grays Network on YouTube. This is the Black Culture Matters podcast. I am your host at Black Culture Matters Pod on Instagram and Facebook. We got my co-host in the house tonight at Twisted Toxic Reality on Instagram and Facebook, and we got the two lovely ladies, Ruthie and Mimi, in the house tonight. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good.
Good. Welcome back, Mimi. Welcome back. Welcome, Ruthie, for the Ruth for the first time. Tonight we are talking about lazy dating. So we're just gonna jump right into it. I ain't gonna prolong this for too long. What comes to y'all mind when y'all hear me say lazy dating?
No effort, I guess.
Okay, on whose behalf?
I mean, it could be on either party.
Okay, talk about it. I'm gonna say women are lazy daters. Let's argue.
Hey,
Well, I
I
haven't dated in a
disagree.
really, really long time, so I don't know how that works nowadays. But I mean, I guess I'll just speak for me. It's like if the man is gonna lead, then go ahead. I will give you the, ability to lead.
Okay.
I guess. I mean, I
So
haven't. When I say
what is
I
a man
haven't dated
supposed
in
to do?
over 10 years, so I don't know how I go. I'm gonna be quite
Okay.
honest with you. I don't know.
I got a quick question. All right. At what point did you plan the first date?
And what?
At what point did you plan the first date?
The first date?
Yes, you planned it. Of course, he probably paid for the first couple, but when did you hey, get dressed? I got something for us.
Ruth ain't
We
paying for no
always
dates.
did that though. It was always like a back and forth type of
Oh,
thing. So I
okay.
mean,
Okay.
like,
Then
hey, you want to go out? Like, for me, it was always like a back and forth thing. It wasn't like it was always him. Like, all right, I'm about to fit the bill the entire time. No, that's not how it works.
What? You was paying for dates out here?
Well, we were dating, and then when you get married, you still date. So yeah, you pay for date.
We,
Yeah.
we was just talking about that. I'm married, and I started out dating a whole lot, and then throughout the course of the marriage, kind of fell off a little bit. So maybe I became a lazy dater in marriage, but it wasn't intentional. It was like got a lot of other stuff going on, trying to pursue a lot of other things. So I ain't necessarily. I need to step my game up. Basically, is what I'm
But
saying.
what do you
Go ahead.
consider like a date, like something crazy extravagant? Because a date can be a few things. Like we doing like a cheap date, we doing expensive date. Like what kind of date are we
All of the
talking about?
above. All of the above.
Oh,
It could be a lunch date. It could be brunch. I know y'all love brunch Sundays. Some brunch with mimosas and all of that. It could be, comedy show. It could be a picnic in the park. It could be a whole bunch of stuff. It could be a trip out of the country.
yeah.
Whatever. Mimi, what do you think? What's your experience like out here in the dating world?
Well, lazy dating. Like
Are
she's.
women the lazy daters or are men the lazy daters?
I think it depends on the person.
What about
Like
you?
I'm not a lazy dater. Like I
Okay.
know that because I will be the first one to be like, well, I like working out. So for me, like I guess the easiest and I guess simplest thing is to say, oh, let's plan a workout together.
Them dates? Okay.
Right. So I will plan that. I'll ask for that because it's like that's my comfort, and I will ask for that first. And I feel like everything I usually ask or expect from the guy, I know I can reciprocate. So I don't think I'm a lazy dater, me personally.
Okay. Now you said you could reciprocate, but are you? You spending some
I
money taking
do.
them out on dates?
I actually do.
Because the gym
Like
is free.
I actually do. Like if we go to a movie, even if it's the first time ever us going out, if we go to a movie and you pay for the tickets, I'll pay for the snacks. Like I'll offer. I'm like, I'm paying for the snacks. Or if I get the tickets, I'll be like, okay, like he can pay for the snacks. Same thing with dinner. Like if he pays for dinner, I'll usually tip. I'm like, you don't have to tip. I have cash. I'll tip. Like I try to I know a lot of men out here feel like they're being used. So for me personally, when I go out, it's like one, I bring my whole wallet with me, money, cars, everything. So like whatever happens, I can get out of that. So I don't ever want anyone else to feel like they're being taken advantage of.
Yo, James, we need to get 2 new guests. These are the anomalies in the matrix. These are the regular people out
We
there.
didn't blow it. We got people out here saying, I'm active, I'm involved, I like men, I'm into men. I have to cross this whole list out. I got. Here's the thing. Okay, so lazy dating, personal experience. I've had both women plan dates, want to get out with me, want to go out. I'll plan dates. What I usually end up running into is like people don't want to put effort in. It's just as if either they don't want to have anything structured, they want to wing it, or after a couple of days, like they try to make this like this chase game where it's like I'm unavailable, I got stuff to do, blah blah blah. And what people tend to forget is we usually follow each other on social media. So if I see you out and about with other people, you're not prioritizing me. I'm just gonna fade out the picture. So that's why usually people aren't really going to be straightforward, which is understandable. You don't have to chase people. Somebody makes it clear they're not available for you, and you see them out with other people, friends, family, don't matter. Hey, you're not that important, so keep it moving.
I have a question though. Speaking of lazy dating, I feel like this is for the men. I feel like, is it a red flag for you if you just start talking to a girl or a woman and she like suggests a date, like she plans the first date, like she asks you out on the first day? Do you guys think that's weird or rushing it?
You gotta elaborate. What do you mean?
Meaning, like, if you're talking, because I feel like that's what holds me personally. I don't ask for the first date. Like, I don't be like, oh, let's do this. Let's go this place. I got this. I know of this nice place. Because then I might feel like I'm rushing the man into like something he's not ready for.
Okay.
If he's still getting to know me. So I always wait. That's why I always suggest the gym first for me, because I work out with everyone anyway. So if I ask us, oh, we should plan a workout, like let's work out together, that you can't take that as like me rushing into anything. Because if it doesn't work out the next week, okay, cool, we worked out together.
So you're talking about guys feel pressured if you go and ask them out.
It's a question. Do you guys feel pressure? Would you feel pressure if she tells you, oh, let's go on this day and let's go here?
That would show interest. I wouldn't feel pressure. I would say, oh, she actually is into me. If a girl wants to, you met somebody, whether it be social media, dating app, grocery store, wherever, and she's like, hey, you free this weekend? You want to go do something? There's an event going on. That would make most men think that, oh, this woman actually is into me. So let me get dressed.
That's a whole vibe right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
A woman showing interest, like that's how you vibe off a woman. Like you can get into know her just off the fact that she's interested in you, so you can get into it. Like you can really get to try to
we like
get
to
to know
brave
where her
souls.
interests are because she's interested in you. So yeah, that's
By the way, welcome our other co-host. I'm Famous Red.
Yeah, I'm here.
For all y'all trying to
I
get your
apologize for being
right.
late, but I'm gonna bring it tonight. Trust me, I'm gonna bring it.
Welcome.
Yo, for all y'all trying to get your summer
you.
bodies right, hit him up on Instagram. I'm gonna put his Instagram on the screen. Be sure to reach out to him. He got detoxes, workouts, everything you need. All right, let's get back into it. So your question was basically, how do we feel about women that ask men out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it when I put forth effort. I mean, I don't expect that a woman is gonna do that all the time, but when they do, it shows me that you're willing to put yourself out there. I love it.
Okay.
Definitely.
Emmanuel loves it as well. He said facts. Yeah. The men agree. So I'm gonna ask y'all a series of questions, right? Because we talking about lazy dating. So I'm gonna bring y'all into my head about what brought me to this topic and how we get to this discussion, right? So who's supposed to ask the other person out on a date? Who's supposed to ask a person out?
I would say men.
Supposed to. So men are supposed to.
Yeah, that falls under the thing of like men leading first.
Okay.
Me personally, yeah.
What about you, Ru? Who's supposed to initiate the contact when it comes to relationships?
I guess for me and just my personal experience, the man always initiated, so I never really had to.
Okay. So if we go out on a first date, right? I asked both of y'all out on a first date. We go out on a first date. Who's expected to pay on the first date?
I always got my own coin,
Not gonna
because
lie.
the thing is, you never want to be in a situation where it's not, you can't expect that someone's going to pay for your meal.
Okay.
So anytime I go out with anybody, I always make sure that I can afford what I'm eating. You know, like I always make sure that I can pay for myself and pay for the other person. So I
Ooh.
never go into anything thinking like, oh, like they gotta pay for me. Like I can pay for my own food.
Ooh, I like
Okay.
her, James. I like her. She's
Okay.
cool. I
The
like her.
question was,
So
when
she
we
doubting
go
the dude
out,
already before he even get there, right?
Oh, you took
the
it like that?
question, the question was, when
That's
we
what I'm
go out,
taking it as. Like he not, you know what I'm saying? He not about it. Like he not gonna be that gentleman and show you a good time.
But on the
Is that what
first
you're
date,
saying?
I just don't like. Just for me, I don't want to have it in my mind like he gotta pay for me because he don't. What if he don't have it to pay for me? What if he's like, all right, you on your own, or you know, I just don't want to be in a situation where somebody, if he don't have it and I don't have it, then how the bill gonna get paid? You know what
Gotta
I'm
be
saying?
washing dishes. That's
So
all.
you saying the guy gonna go on a date without having no money? Like that's a
People
no-no
do.
right there.
But
Like
some people do though. Some people go on dates and they can't pay for themselves.
Basically saying
that's terrible.
if she don't gotta get ready because she stay ready. You know what I'm saying? So if she go out with somebody,
That I
she's
like.
prepared.
That's a challenge for a man that's got his own. Like that's attractive because he
Here's the
already
thing.
know what you bring to the table.
Mm.
Here's the thing. There's people who are not financially stable, but that doesn't mean they're not deserving of dating or relationship or love potentially. So, you know, that bank account might say $49.37. I need her to keep this bill under $40 so I can get a tip in. People do it.
They need
You
to
know,
stay their ass home. Man. So let me get
Definitely,
back to my
like-
series of questions, right? So we got to the men should ask women out, men should pay on the first date. Who should plan most of the dates? Should men plan most of the dates? Should it be equal?
I feel like that could be equal. Because most of the time, like it depends. If this person knows of a new place that they want to take the other person to, they can plan that. Or if the other person never been to this place and they want to try, so I feel like that one can go back and forth.
All right, all right. Who's supposed to ask for the relationship?
What do you mean, like?
So we've been going out for 6 months, 8 months. We feeling each other. We spend a lot of time together. We talk all the time. Who's supposed to initiate that or make it known that, hey, I want to do something. I want to be serious with you.
Okay, this is okay. I feel like I'm gonna sound like a really old school person. Okay, everything you're saying is like men. Like they should ask me out first. They should pay for the date, but I will bring my own wallet because I got my own money too. But if you ask me out, you should pay for it, and I'll tip. I'll definitely do that. And then officialize that relationship. The men should do that too.
Now,
I mean,
who should ask for marriage?
He's gonna propose to me, so he will like, I guess, initiate that.
So you know I'm setting you up, right?
I mean,
If men
I
gotta
know.
do all of that, right? We talking about the traditional approach that
That's
men
what
are
I'm talking
supposed
about,
to do all of these things. Men supposed to take the lead. The only thing I'm asking, my only question tonight is, what are women supposed to do at all times in the dating process? Not when
reciprocate
they
it.
feel like it, not when they feeling you or they not feeling you. What are they supposed to do? Because we know what men are
Reciprocate that.
supposed to do.
I think we're supposed to reciprocate that. Like if a man is showing interest and let's say he acts on the first date, like the next one, be like, oh, we should go here, I think, and then you pay for that because you initiated that back and forth. Like if he texts you most of the time, good morning, initiate that. Like text him good morning sometimes too first instead of like waiting for him or call him first. Like it's just reciprocation. Just do as he's been doing so he knows that you feel the same way as he feels about you.
Okay. What about you, Ruth? What should women be doing in the dating process up to and including marriage? Like what's a woman?
I think it should be equal. Like I don't think it should be like one person pulling the other. I feel like if you're interested in that person's interested in you, the same level of effort that person is putting out. If you, match that same effort.
So let me
Like
ask you
you
this.
don't want to come off as like you're wasting somebody's time.
So how much of this do y'all actually say to other women? Because I never heard this much agreement ever, period.
But
Well, no one's ever asked me a question like this. Like I've been married for a long time. So
How long you
like
been married for?
as far as dating and stuff, I really haven't dated in over 10 years. But
Okay.
if somebody asks me, it's not. I feel like because society has created this norm that a man is supposed to do every single thing. He got to pay for every single thing. He got to do every single thing. I feel like there's a misconception there because it really goes both ways.
Mm.
Hold on, can we skip over? We can't skip over that 10 years thing. Why has it been 10 years?
I've
She
been
said she
married for
been
10
married
years.
for 10 years.
Oh, you should be married.
Wow.
So
I'm
are
married.
you
I've
single
been
now?
married.
She's
This year makes 10
married.
years, so I haven't dated in a very long time, since 2010. I haven't dated since 2010.
Are you single now? Or you still married?
I'm still married.
Okay.
And
My
I feel like
apologies.
I feel
Huh?
like the narrative.
So my apologies. I was just
Oh, no,
catching
you're
on
fine.
to what's going on.
I feel like the narrative that Shavar is talking about, that he's never seen this much agreement. Well, it's because social media makes, well, I guess social media is loud, and a lot of the people that you see most of the time is women saying things that are like crazy wild, like saying, "Oh, the man got to like pay my bills, has to take care of my kids before like any type of like commitment or anything." I'm like, that's not most of us, and like they're so regular, like women out here that know like how to reciprocate and do the right thing. Because I think that the men are human too. Like even as a woman, sometimes I feel drained if I know I'm doing most of the work in dating. Like if I'm texting you first all the time and I'm like initiating things, it's very draining. And that's when I usually like remove myself from that person, because I'm like, okay, well, this person don't care. So
Well,
I
new
know
rule for 2022: stop texting and pick up the phone and call, man.
no texting.
No texting. Pick up the phone, man.
If you
A
want
little
to
bit of
do
both.
something, yeah, if
A
you
little
want to
bit
do
of
something,
both.
you should call. I would say definitely. I think a lot of people struggle with dating because they're boring. I'm just gonna be honest with you. A lot of people don't got nothing. They don't know what to do. You ask people, "What are you into? What do you do for on the weekends?" People don't have no hobbies, no interests, no passions, no drive. They just work, come home. If they not drinking, smoking, eating, or partying, they ain't got nothing to do. People are boring. That's why they can't plan date. Why they suck the date. Flat out. That's where I'm
So
at.
what's the remedy for that then?
Ain't no remedy for that. You better get a life. Go somewhere that you ain't never been. Google search events in my city, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, whatever day you available, and pick some random event and go. Stop living in a box. Stop living in this. I'm black, I only could do this. I'm white, I only could do this. I'm do that. I've met so many people closed-minded. You can't do nothing with them.
I hear that. So Mimi, you hit an excellent point, right? You said that social media is loud. And I think
Very
that
loud.
that's a very important statement that we need to acknowledge, that they are loud. Their voices are the ones that men out here in the dating market hear constantly. We see constantly. We see memes online. We see videos. We see interviews like this with all of these people and women giving that perspective. And I just wonder why the opposing view is not as loud or loud from women like yourself.
People like me, I'm not gonna just pick up I'm on social media, but I'm not as loud as those people that are like loud and wrong. I'm loud,
You
but
ain't
I'm
fighting
like,
in the comments like this guy.
no.
Stay in them comments, baby.
Because I could really make like videos and be like, women, we should do this, we should act this way, we should behave this way, there's more benefit this way. I could do that, but I just don't. I mean, there's no reason for it. That the reason I didn't do it, but I just don't. But it's like the wrong is so many wrongs out there that so like men assume that all women are like that, or all women want the same thing. So I'm like grateful, and I really honestly love when I meet men that are like getting to know the individual for like as themselves separately, instead of like boxing them like all black women are this, or all white women are this, or all Asian, like, you know what I mean, based off of their experience. Everybody is different, even in the same culture. They can be from the same family. Everyone's individually different.
Well, let me ask y'all a question. Are y'all possibly scared? Are those women too aggressive, and why there's no pushback against them? Because I don't think it's a lot of them out there that are just ridiculous and only want men for money, aka gold diggers. I think there's a small collection of them, but I think they're so overly aggressive that y'all don't push back against them. Is that really the case? I mean, I'm sure those aren't your friends. Based on how you're talking, those are not your close circle. Obviously, those aren't women you're hanging out with, going out deep with, because you know you look a certain way. But are those women overly aggressive, and why you just kind of let them be? Can you even talk to those women at work, at the gym, stores, whatever?
Listen, it's you can, but I feel like a lot of time it's a waste of time because a lot of people just love because you know what, the world also and social media also celebrate those kind of behaviors and those kind of people. So it's like they're not going to hear from a humble person and tell them like, yo, the way you're thinking and the way you're acting is wrong and you need to like relax. That's just one opinion. Now, if they got one of me saying that to them and then they got 10 other people praising them for their wrong and their opinion, it's going to be hard for them to like really listen to me. So either way, it's like,
What you think this show is for? We pushing back with this whole podcast. We pushing back against all the narratives. So
there you go. This is technically my voice too. So you see, we're in here. Hopefully they hear and listen.
So, you know, we got a lot of people in relationships and marriages in here. I want to talk to all the married people for a second. Y'all must be the experts because y'all got marriages, right? So why don't y'all give some advice to the people out here that's dating? Where they going wrong? Where they messing out at? Where they messing up at?
If I may, I'll just say this. I feel like people need to date and really take dating. Like, we ain't got to rush it. Like, enjoy dating. Enjoy getting to know somebody. I feel like oftentimes it's like, oh, I got to lock this person down. You know, I'll just use me, for example. It's just heal first. Like, heal from the relationship first. Like, if you had, like, whether you were divorced or whether you had a bad breakup or whatever, heal from that relationship first before you try to go back into the dating field, because you take that hurt and that pain with you. And even though you try to mask it, eventually it's going to come out, and you don't want to put that burden on somebody else. Date multiple people. Now, that's not to say sleep around with, you know, multiple people, but just enjoy dating, enjoy getting to know other people before you be like, oh, I want to run and get married, because marriage is such a responsibility. It takes so much to try to make it work. And yeah, I got married at 21. And when I look at so many things, I was like, oh, I could have did this different. And when you at 21, it's still young, but it's just like you have to be mature enough to take on that responsibility of being married to somebody, because you got two different people coming from two different backgrounds that have baggage. So my advice to anyone that's dating is just enjoy dating. You ain't got to lock the person down or want to be married tomorrow, because marriage comes with its own set of issues.
So let me ask you a question, right? I got two questions for you. How many people should one person date at a time? And then how long should you date before you try to get into a serious relationship with somebody that you're interested in?
Well, I mean, when I say just date a few people, I'm just saying like go out, have fun. You know, you will kind of know after the first few dates if that's somebody that you can really see yourself like really on a long-term type of thing. So I can't really say date 5 people. I'm just saying maybe you casually date 2 people or something like that. It doesn't have to be something like that. It's so serious, like, oh, I'm giving this person my heart and I'm giving this person my heart. Now I got to pick between the two. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is just get to know people. And as you're getting to know somebody, you'll be like, oh, that's a red flag for me. I don't think I want to deal with that. And then you just move on. But I feel like people have to be honest when they're dating somebody. Let that person know, hey, I am casually dating other people. Give that person the opportunity to say, hey, I really want to keep dating you, or that's not really going to work for me. Let me move on.
Anybody
So I have
got
a question.
any thoughts?
I see she has a question too. Go ahead.
Okay, my question is, can we all be honest for a second? So this dating multiple people thing, I've heard a lot about it. I've tried it, but let's be honest. How many of you guys actually tried dating, let's say 2-3 girls at a time, casually dating? And to be honest, is it really successful? Do you really get to focus on the person, their personality, like spiritually, emotionally, and really get to know them if you're like, you have 3, 4, 5 people, and let's say you go to the gym and you see this other person you're talking to working out or being out with another person? Like, how does that make you feel? Let's be honest.
I can break in on that.
Let the single guy answer that.
Huh?
I want a piece of
Let
that
the
too.
single guy answer
I
that.
definitely want a piece of that.
Here's how this works. You have to take dating seriously. what's two of the favorite shows that people love to watch, right? The Bachelor and the Bachelorette. That is the real world experience of dating. Also, you don't get to see the exact amount of people you're talking to and who your direct competition is. But I think take dating the same way with job interviews. So if you want a good person, you're looking for a good partner, you need to be actively out here dealing with multiple people and figuring out who weighing the pros and cons of these different people. I just got a new job. I probably interviewed with at least 10 different companies, and I was rejecting job offers because I didn't think they fit what I needed for my life, for my future, and for my child. So I said no to several offers. Same thing with dating. I've gotten serious and gotten close with people, and I looked at some analytics and how she looked at things, how I looked at things. I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to work. So I kept it moving. Be serious. So you can date multiple people if you're dedicated and you're focused about it. That's what I've done. That's worked out for me. And that's, I think, most people should do. But if you're out here goofing around, you're going to mix up birthdays and who you text or who you call to something dumb. Everybody dates multiple people. How many? 2, 20? You never know, but you got to put your effort for it. So
let me just roll a grenade in there, and then I'm gonna throw it to you, Vic. Dating is dumb. Go ahead.
Wait,
You ready
you're
for me?
married.
I like you and I want you. That's what you want me to do. Come in here.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you like this. The reason why I say this, and me and Mimi gonna argue over this. Yo, women are out here dating multiple men, just like men are out here dating multiple women. And everybody is catching a bunch of scars, a bunch of trauma. And then when they find the person that they could be in a happy relationship with, you know what? They show up as a person that can't really function in a relationship. So they miss out on a whole bunch of opportunities. We had a conversation at one point in some of our old discussions about arranged marriages.
Mhm.
I know y'all think that's crazy. That's the worst idea ever, but they seem to last more than the relationships that we have here in America. So
And I
gonna
asked
throw
the
it to you,
question. Hold on, I had a question for Shamar when you said like arranged marriages last. I'm from a culture where that's been done.
right?
And then I think on that episode, I was like, I put in a comment. I was like, wait, where is the status or like the research saying that works better?
Mhm.
And I was like, well, just because someone is staying together for the long term, is that considered a successful marriage if they're not happy? As long as they're
Yeah.
staying together, is that still successful even though they're not happy? You will
Y'all
consider
ready?
that
Y'all
a
ready for a
success?
little story time? I'm gonna tell you a story, right? I was out one day at the park with my son. I saw an older lady. She was like 70 years old. She stopped me one day. She stopped me and she was like, "Is that your son? Oh, you're doing a great job." Basically complimenting me for spending quality time with my son. Then she started telling me a story about her relationship, her life. She asked me if I was with my son's mother. I told her, yeah, we married. So she was telling me, I've been with my husband for 40 years. He was in the Navy. He took me out of Atlanta. He, started a family. He had another family on the opposite side of town with other kids that he never saw, but I knew about them. And she said they was together for 40 some odd years. And you know what that old lady told me, who was in her 70s? She said, marriage ain't about happiness.
Mm.
And when you talk to women in 2022, all they can tell you about is happiness, right? Which is why the divorce rates in this country are higher than anywhere else in the world, because everybody is getting into marriages thinking that their husband or their wife is supposed to make them happy. And that's not why you get married. There's
I agree
bigger
with that.
things than the individual in a marriage that you're supposed to come together. Nowhere in your marriage vows does it say, and Ruth, you tell me if I'm wrong, where does it say happiness in your marriage vows?
It's not, excuse me, my kids are right here. It's not, and what people fail to realize is happiness is flighty. And I say that because you're happy when you get your paycheck, but as soon as you gotta go pay a bill, you're unhappy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's not, you can't depend on someone to make you happy because they will fail every single time.
Yo, I like her. Where you been? You gotta come back. You gotta come.
Okay.
I like her.
I
like her.
agree with both of you guys when you say nowhere is it that marriage you're supposed to be happy. Because biblically, technically, marriage is like beyond the two people in it. It's for like pleasing God, it's for a whole like beyond us. I understand that. But I'm not going to stay in a marriage or in a situation where I'm definitely miserable. and it's not healthy for me. I feel like we got to figure the balance, because at some point, just like we get into a relationship and you break up because this person was, doing certain things or not behaving a certain way, it's the same thing with marriage. Let's not get into marriage now and then become disrespectful and do all kinds of things and be like, well, I'm not supposed to be happy, so I'm gonna stay.
Right.
Let's figure out this balance.
So Vic, I want you to jump in here, right? But I'm gonna ask you this one question, right? That I'm gonna throw it to Vic. How long has the institution of marriage been around, do you think?
A long time.
Give me a number.
I
100
can't.
years, 1,000 years?
I guess, since Jesus made it up, I don't know, a long time.
So think about this. It's been working all of this time. And then in the last 60 years, it ain't working all of a sudden. I don't think there's no problem with that. But go ahead, Vic.
So I'm gonna respond back to, I guess, the initial question was, what was it talking about? The dating thing, I guess, for men, right? The benefit of dating multiple people for men.
Taking that route, huh? Okay.
I'm going there. I'm taking it there. So the benefit is women tend to their availability and their tendency to have attention to detail for a man, right?
What you mean?
So having multiple women allows you to have different women that are available at different times. So women have kids. Most women have kids at some point in time, right? So they have responsibilities. They have jobs. They have kids. They come home. They got to take care of their responsibilities. So they're not going to neglect their kids for a man, first of all, right? So having multiple women and being honest with them up front about what you're dealing with as far as dating, that allows you to have the access to a woman that's available. So one might not be available at the time that you call. The other one will. So she can entertain you. She can come over, cook you dinner. You can have dinner ready for her when she come over. So you can get that.
I don't know what point you're trying to make right now, but it sounded real
it's not good. It's not good.
I mean, I'm being honest. Honesty is not always good.
This is why I say multiple dating is not okay. Because
it is real, though. It happens. I mean, it happens every day. Somebody right now is at somebody else's house being entertained. They may be married, they may be single, but somebody right now watching this show is being entertained.
That's true. And by the way, if you're watching the show right now, you're tuning into the live episode, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you get a notice every time we do a live video. Go ahead.
Single life is not pretty, but
no, it's not.
I mean, if you have to live it, that's what you do. You do what you do. So one might be busy, so you call the next. She may have just got off work. Kids at the babysitter, she coming through.
Right there.
You say what?
I'm gonna say that's lazy dating. Having multiple people, you don't have to really put much effort into one individual, because when something don't go right, you could just go to the next person. It takes a lot more effort and the time and attention and energy to put into a single person. So I'm gonna say just doing a multiple person thing, that could be lazy dating as well.
It's just like marketing. How many tries does it get before you get somebody that's going to strike? The more opportunities you have, the more opportunities you have to strike.
Okay.
So if you got 3 or 4 people you can call, somebody's going to be available. And now, when you're married,
strike. What you mean strike?
I mean, strike can mean many things, but I'm just saying the opportunity presents itself. You have some entertainment for them. Now you have some company.
I got you.
At the end of the day, a man's working hard. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He come home. He wants some entertainment. He want a woman to, soften his needs. Somebody tender, somebody sweet, somebody to spend time with. He done worked hard all day and dealt with the bullshit of the world. He want to come home and be entertained, just let loose. So if a woman's available, then that's what he want. He want that tenderness, that kindness. He want to sleep good at night.
And to piggyback on what he's saying, to piggyback on what he's saying, the thing is that a lot of women have gotten into a lot of careers where they are good women, but their careers are so demanding that they're not available. I've talked to people on rotating 12-hour shifts. I've talked to people who work strictly nights. all types of wild things, people to be on call. So that's why a lot of times a man has to, and women can date multiple people because people's schedules may not be available. You might be able to see a person a handful of times a month. So that's why it's not lazy, because that person may be good, but you just can't get to time for them. A lot of people have jobs that are really taking a lot of time. So that's something that people need to consider. If you're serious about a relationship, you may need to adjust your hours, or you may need to get a certification so you can move up into a position where you can be a stable part of a family if that's something you truly want. So it's not lazy in my sense, from my experience at all, because people are available at different times of the day, or not at all, or see them whenever, and it happens. And I did rideshare for a while, and I can definitely say what Vic's saying. Even I've dealt with not dealt with them, but I've had married women and women relationships. Like, he been working nights. I'm tired of being by myself. You done driving? I'm not.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. The energy and the effort it takes to sustain something when all of those obstacles are in your way, that takes more energy than it does to just say somebody's at work, somebody's not available, let me go find the alternative to them. So that's why I say I think that approach where you're dealing with multiple people is the lazy approach, because it takes some creativity if you got a person that has a busy schedule to be able to still make time for them, spend time with them, and enjoy each other's company. That takes more effort.
Well, think about it. How many women out there want the same thing? They have a career. They've dedicated their time, their years, and put it into their career. They don't have kids. They're successful. They want a man. How many women out there that really want to come home and just be with a man, to feel like a woman? There's a lot of women out there that want that, but they're not going to say it. They're not going to put themselves out there because they don't want to do that. But do they want it? I mean, it's a lot of women that want somebody to come home to at night.
So let's let the ladies jump in.
I'm so confused.
Y'all thoughts about what he said?
Which part? I'm like so confused. It was like jumping from like
successful women,
right,
that have dedicated their time to their career and not a family, not a man.
Lazy daters.
Don't have any kids. All right. Usually they're in like their 30s, their 40s, that want a man. They don't want to deal with the, at this point they've dealt with their career. They're successful. They're at the point where they're content with what they've been doing. Their education, their status, their financial status, everything is together. The one thing they're missing is a man.
Okay.
The man that makes them feel like a woman. So at their job, they're in control. A lot of women, well, I won't say that. I'll say there's some women out there, right, that are in control at their job. They're respected. They have a title. They're in control of a lot of people. They make a lot of decisions. But when they come home, they don't want to do that. They want a man that takes control, makes decisions, and says, look, pack a bag, let's go. Dinner's ready. This is what we got, dinner reservations, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of women that want that, but they don't have it.
I think every woman wants that.
What's that?
I said you're right. Every woman wants that. That goes back to like the men leading, like the first day and everything, because at the end of the day, to be honest, me personally, leading is a lot of work. It's very draining. Like being in charge of anything and everything is very draining and it's exhausting. So if you have a partner that can help you, I'm not saying obviously the man should lead, but also like if you help him in that decision making and like whether it's family, kids, like dating while you're dating, like relationship planning things, it makes everything so much lighter and more fun. If you have to just sit there, like whether it's the man or the woman, you have to be the one like choosing what to do, where we're going, like how we're doing things. It's very exhausting and it's draining. It's not fun. So yeah, men should leave. At the end of the day, women, if they're leading, they also want to come home to like a man, someone that's going to take charge, even if it's vice versa. Everyone needs help, and it's about.
So how do us men meet that woman though? Like, say if there's a man out there that's willing to meet that woman and take care of her need that she has, how does he meet her?
I mean, I don't know. Figure out how you.
I have no idea.
I can't help you with that. I don't know.
Let me give you a scenario, right?
How you meet women?
I mean, tell me what's going on in 2022. Is it dating sites? Is it?
Vic mentioned a successful woman who is doing well in her career. She's extremely busy. We're talking about the kind of man that she wants, right? Somebody that's equally or more successful, in good shape, earns a decent living. What do those women need to do more of to put themselves out there so that they can be found by the men that they're looking for? Because I know I meet a lot of women, I talk to a lot of women, I have a lot of friends that they don't put themselves out there. They might be attractive, they might be successful, and they might as well be hiding in a cave somewhere because you never see them if you don't catch them coming to or from work. So what do they need to do in an effort not to be lazy, to put themselves out there more so that they can be found by, some of these great catches like myself out there?
Okay, I will have to say, when you say it like that, I feel like that's me, because all I literally do, no, meaning like, if you're not going, like everyone I've dated, I've met at the gym. So I work and then I'll go to the gym and then I'll do like whatever grocery shopping, whatever I gotta do, and then come home. So when you say put themselves out there, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But for me, it's a little hard because I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't like parties, I don't like clubs. So those are all out for me. And for me to go out, I would have to like really, like James said earlier, like go look up events that's happening near you and like plan to go out, things with my sister or like friends to go out, to be out. Because if not, I'm gonna be like home or at the gym or like just somewhere not where no man is found, like minding my business. So in that sense, yeah, we will have to definitely find things to go to.
I think we got a lazy data. If you don't catch me in the gym, you ain't gonna catch her.
It's sadly.
But I think it's also people coming out of their comfort zone, because like, I mean, I'm not dating, but I work 12-hour shifts. You do the regular day-to-day things, because I don't like, I might, go out to eat, but like I don't really drink like that. I don't smoke. I don't do a lot of things that women my age do. So it's like, if you don't catch me somewhere, like it's just like you would really have to put yourself out there, really step out of your comfort zone, because it's a lot of women that have their routine. They don't do a lot of stuff that people their age typically do. So I'm like, I don't know how they're gonna get found.
And so that's
pretty boring.
I got two questions, right?
Yeah, I'm a mom. I'm a mom. I work in the hospital. It's like I have a routine of things that I do. So it's just like.
You're a nurse?
No, I'm an EMT.
Oh, I was about to say, oh my God.
Here's the thing.
Look, do women?
Hold on. Here's the thing. All I was partying, drinking, and smoking. And club, that's 3-4 things. There's an entire list.
No, and I get that. But what I'm saying is, you got to make the time to. It's like I have a routine, so all my time is accounted for. So it's like really like, all right, I'm gonna go to a show or do something to put myself out there. But the way my life is set up right now, that's not.
If you don't want it, you're not gonna get it. If you don't want it,
you're married though, so she really don't count.
But what I'm saying is, it's just like, if I was to ever be in that situation, you're gonna have to look at some pretty high places to find me, because if I'm not at work, I'm with my kids, I'm home, but I'm comfortable with that. Like, if it may come off as boring, I'm comfortable in my boring.
You already got a husband though, you off the market.
So here's, I can see her that point, right? She's not there out there, but I'm saying if it's the whole thing, just like if you want a new job, I'm not saying the people on our panel, but in general, it's excuses. Because if a woman wants to advance her career, she wants to get in shape, she wants to start a new business with friends or family, anything that women want, they put in the time, effort, energy, dedicated focus to get it. When it comes to a man, I don't drink and smoke, so I don't know what to do. You don't want a man. To me, if you're not gonna give me that same energy to get that degree, you're not giving me that same energy because you lost 30, 40, 50 pounds and tighten up for that vacation with your homegirls, you don't want it. That's
talk that talk.
No, but what I was saying was to be found. The question was, where do you find these people? So that was just my thing. Is like,
Google
where do women go to be found? I don't know. A lot of them do different things. So to the being found part is like, if you don't catch somebody maybe at the grocery store or they get gas or something. I mean, I don't know where you would find these great women.
Let me ask this question real quick.
Go ahead, Vic.
She mentioned the gym, right? She's in the gym a lot. So the lady at the top. So are women receptive being approached in the gym? Because I've heard a lot of women say they don't like to go to public gyms because
if you're not being I feel like it's a fine line. If you're not on like where it's making a person uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying? It's a way to do everything, because there are some women who go at, approach men at the gym and it may make them uncomfortable. So it just depends on how you do it.
I'm not approaching nobody.
All right, so my second question would be:
wait, James, why are you not approaching anyone at the gym?
No, I done seen enough YouTube videos, Instagram clips. I done seen enough. I ain't talking to nobody at the gym. I barely glance at you when I'm on the machine. I'm about to start wearing sunglasses in their mirror tent. I ain't talking to nobody at the gym. That's all.
That's what you're going to end up with.
Excuses. We're not.
But what's the best way to approach a woman nowadays? Is it better to approach a woman online where you can have conversation without having to meet in person, or is it better to the old-fashioned way, just meet somebody in person and strike a conversation? Which do women prefer nowadays?
You gotta talk to me on this one.
I prefer to meet the man in person, because I feel like you can like feel certain energies. You can just like, I guess you can feel them out in person. But the like Instagram and online has helped too, because like they get to see your pictures, your profile, and just to see like your stories and what you're about. Because eventually online or your stories and what you post it tells like the other person a little bit about you. Like, because some people you can like tell a lot by their like page online, but also in person, it's a different energy, it's a different vibe too. So I feel like I welcome both. I have had people approach me on Instagram and then we met in like person, or I knew the person, but they like approached me on Instagram first and then we like saw each other in person and then we're from there. But the gym, I don't mind it, and I think it's kind of cute, especially when they like approach you and then like talk to you about your workout or like your form or something. I don't mind it because I do love the gym. That's my happy place. So any feedback or anything I get, I do enjoy that. I don't mind people approaching me while I'm working out.
Don't do it, fellas.
Yeah, I don't want to skip over the wisdom that we just heard a little while ago, man. Ruth said that you got to step out of your comfort zone, right? And we know you married, Ruth, so we ain't gonna talk about you. We're gonna put you to the side, right? But we talking about the women that have their routine. They might have their children, like Vic said earlier. They don't really have a whole lot of time. Those women who are looking for relationships, it's important that you don't be a lazy dater, that you do step out of your comfort zone. You do put yourself in places that you might not necessarily be at on a regular basis or just on your own accord if you're trying to find the right kind of person. It's about stepping outside of that and doing what's necessary, because if you meet the man, you're going to want him to do what's necessary. You got to show up as well.
Yeah, I do. I agree with that, because I feel like, like Jim said, you guys say I seem to be a lazy dater because I like stick to my routine. And if it wasn't for the gym, I probably wouldn't meet half of the people I met. But I guess I'm not looking that badly. It just depends on where you are in life. Like, I'm 29. I feel like at this point, I have certain priorities that's, like I'm focused on. Like he said, I will put more effort. Like, I'll get dressed up every Saturday. Like, I don't have kids. I will get dressed up every Saturday and go out, try new things and go there, this event, that event. If I was like really seeking that, like a romantic relationship. But right now, I'm okay. I'm not desperate. I'm not in a rush. I'm okay. So I feel like whoever I meet, I will meet. And if I do meet that person and we're talking, I get to know that person, okay, I will go with it. But I'm not going to I guess I'm not there. I'm not in a rush, so I feel like I'm okay with my regular routine. Like I'm good.
Why
Me
you use those
personally.
words that being a rush or desperate because you're when it comes to pursuing a man? Because I typically do
But
hear
I feel,
talking.
but I feel like it's a different level of like urgency you would put on it. Like you would make sure you look good every single time you leave the house. You would make sure you are at certain events. You would make, like you said, you would put out the energy and the effort. Like I'm okay. I'm just saying, there's certain levels that I'm okay.
All right. So, 2 questions for y'all. What should a man do at all times during the dating process? Or what should a man do? Like, no question, a man should do XYZ if you're trying to date me or a woman in general. What's our responsibilities
Ooh,
as men?
that's a really good question.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah, so just
It's
2.
loaded. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious, right? Because we can talk about what men are traditionally expected to do, and then we can talk about what men are doing these days. Where's the balance between the two? What should men, no matter what, be doing in the dating process?
I would say be honest
Okay,
and
that's easy.
you said
Not
that's
for some people.
be honest and don't be afraid to take the lead. Like those 2, because it's like a loaded question, so I'm gonna just like choose those 2. Being honest meaning like, let's be honest. If I do something to you while we're dating, you don't like, address it. Let's talk about it. Let's move forward. If you have something going on, something happens, don't just drop off the face of the earth and disappear. And don't lie. Like we're just starting to get to know each other. There's no reason to be lying. I like right.
Me and
And
I've
then
been through some things.
there's no reason to be lying. And then taking the lead, like don't be afraid to ask her out. Don't be afraid to like plan things. And of course, while you're doing that, pay attention is being reciprocated. That's how you know you're not wasting your time either. So take the lead and be honest. Those are the 2 for me.
Those are good. Those are good ones. Ruth, any thoughts?
I'm gonna say be honest because I feel like people got to be honest about their intentions, and oftentimes that's overlooked. Like if you ever come to a point where like we're dating and it's like I don't want to do this no more, say that. Like let's not waste each other's time. Like just be honest throughout this whole, throughout the whole process. And I feel like that's lacking, in a lot of different areas at times. And
So, I was gonna throw something out there. I don't want to offend y'all, but I think women want to be lied to a certain
No, sir. No, we do
no.
not.
I don't know who said that. No, I respect you more. My
I believe
thing has
women want
always
to be
been,
lied to
I
a
respect
certain
you more if you're
extent.
honest.
Maybe
I
not
don't
all the
want
way,
nobody
but
want to be lied to.
No, we do not.
Yes and no.
all right.
We
Go
don't.
ahead. Go ahead. Because they always say, yo, if you just be honest with me, be straight up about what you want, what your intentions are. Then when you tell them what your intentions are, they be like, nah, I don't want no parts of that.
Yeah,
No,
but
I want to know because the thing is, you giving that person the opportunity to say, "Yeah, I want to deal with this." No, I don't. Like, don't lie to me. Tell me the truth.
Some women want to be sold the dream.
That's it backfires sometimes.
No, I don't.
That backfires.
No. Like if you meet a girl and you like, okay, I just want to sleep with you, sir, just say that. I'll be like, no, thank you. I'm not your type. I'll remove myself. Like I know what I want. Now if I want to
let me ask y'all both a question, right?
Get him, Vic.
Yeah.
Say y'all meet a man, right? He seems like he's nice looking, got himself together. Y'all getting the conversation. The conversation's going well. And then he tells you, I'm separated, but I'm married.
You're still okay. I'm not about to take y'all to church.
It's okay.
I don't know.
Tell the truth. Everything's going well until he tells you, I'm separated, but I'm married. I'm working on it.
It doesn't matter. It don't matter until that judge signs off on that divorce. You're still married. It don't matter. I don't care if you've been separated for 2 years. File the paperwork. Do what you need to do, because the thing about it is you got to look at it like this. If a man, just look at it like this, whether it's a man or a woman, like in all seriousness, if you get into a relationship with someone that is separated, and y'all really start getting a relation, you know, it's like really going, you really think it's going somewhere, and then that spouse comes back and then they try to reconcile, then what?
But see, you base it on the spouse. Why not the man? Why not base it on the man? If the man is separated in his own household,
no, but I would tell every woman that's a red flag. Run for the hills.
But you just told the man to be honest.
No, but I would tell a woman
want to be lied to.
Just like I would tell a man, don't get involved with someone that is separated. Because when you're married and you're going through a divorce, that's a lot of hurt and pain that you got to deal with within yourself. Don't put that on nobody else. Because it's like you jumping from one thing to another. I wouldn't run. Don't do it.
Like Siobhan said, women like to be lied to, and I'm gonna tell you why. Let me explain my point. And
hold on, Vic.
I'll let y'all chime in.
Hold on, Vic. Let me say something.
Go ahead.
Let me say something real quick. Y'all want to be honest? All right, what if I told you was in third place?
What do you mean? Like you're talking about
honest?
That's fine.
You said
then I'm gonna get off the team. That's what I'm gonna do. That's me. I'm gonna get off the team. No, but that's just me. That might not be every other woman. I'm getting off the team. If I'm in third place, you got first and you got second. You can figure it out between them. I'm off the team. I'm done.
See? Okay, see? But that's being honest.
Answer the question.
But I respect you for telling me where my place is, and I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna exit stage left, and you can deal with number one and number two.
That's why I wouldn't say. That's why you wouldn't say nothing, because I don't know. You could easily. You ever seen a race? You seen people come from the back and win at the last minute. I'm not gonna tell you what place you win. I'm gonna keep it to myself. I ain't gonna be honest.
You're keeping it to yourself because it benefits you, sir.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you feel that way, Ruthie is exiting stage left. I'm in third. Bye.
You tell me.
Look, all jokes aside, though, right? When y'all meet a man, right? I don't know where you meet him at. I mean, sometimes I think where you meet him at means intent as well, but that's another conversation, right? But say you meet the man, y'all having a good conversation. Conversation's going well, right? People don't disclose all their business in the first meeting or the first conversation. So you're not going to know exactly this man's separated, this man's single. You don't know really a lot about the man or the woman.
That's why I say
conversation's going well. So then you get into the second date, and sometimes the first date can lead to one night of passion, bring a lifetime of pain type of situation.
That ain't for everybody, though.
It is. It's not for everybody, but a lot of times it happens, and people don't base their one date or that one night off of a lifetime of vision or a life expectancy of what their plan is, their goals in life. They're trying to have a good time. The drinks get to them. The conversation's going well. They haven't had a date in a while. Things happen. We adults, right? But what I'm saying is this: if men tell the truth on the first date, so men have baggage like women have baggage, right? Men have children at a young age because they're fruitful. They're trying to spread their wings. They're trying to, date different women, things of that nature. Immaturity happens and is a result of immaturity. But because of that, as they wisen, as they grow older, that's counted against them. So they may have matured, but they have that baggage. They're not going to put that baggage on the table on the first date. So they're going to give you the best of them. Now, second or third date, some of that baggage might come out. Are you going to hold that against them?
Give people.
Or do you want to put it all on the table on the first date?
No, I'm not going to put it all on the table. But for those certain things, I feel like you should tell someone, even though I'm dating, I am separated. Or something like that. Give people the right to choose what they want to do. Don't wait till the third or fourth date after that person is kind of invested into it to be like, this is what you dropping this on my plate. Don't take away nobody's right to choose what they want to do. Don't do that, because
let me ask you this though: do women volunteer to the fact they got 4 baby daddies on the first date?
Oh, he going below the belt.
They don't do that.
Aggressive, sir.
I don't know.
I'm just saying though. You don't know that on the first date, but you go home the third or fourth date, they invite you to the crib. They got like 4 babies in the crib. Like you ain't questioning
but
that.
this is the thing. If
But then you find out they got
if
different
she
daddies.
says that she has kids, then you can say,
Come on now.
okay, are they
Be
all
honest.
by the same person? All I'm saying is, and this is just for me, this may not be for any other woman. Give people the right to choose what they want to do if that's something that they want to take on. Not every person wants
Not
to be
choosing
involved
that at
with
all.
somebody unknowingly that they're married or they got all of these other things going on. They can have a crazy whatever. Like, give people the right to choose. I'll just say that.
Not
Just give
disputing
people the
that
right
at
to
all.
choose.
But do women disclose that they got several baby daddies on the first
I
date?
don't have several baby daddies, so I cannot answer that question. You would have to ask somebody who's got multiple baby daddies. I don't know how to answer that.
Not you particularly. I'm just saying the average woman is out there trying to date, just like men. We have situations where we have immaturity moments. Women do too. But do they disclose on the first date? Y'all want men to be honest, right? That's what we were talking about. Be honest. Well, do women be honest on the first date? Are you gonna say, well, yeah, hey, how you doing? Da da da. I got 3 baby daddies. I got 3 different kids.
Man, hell
do
no.
that.
We all
We're not
out here
doing that.
lying. We all out here lying.
No, but what I'm saying is
That's what
whether
I'm
they
saying.
do or they don't. But what I'm just specifically saying is,
Oh
if
no,
you're
you can't
dating
say that. No,
someone-
hell no.
No, but
You
what I'm
can't do
saying is, if you are dating somebody, just give them the right to choose if that's what they want to deal with. Not everybody wants to be
I agree with
blindsided by
that.
something like
I
that.
agree with that. It go both ways, though. That's all I'm saying.
It really, and I'm not just saying it's for men, it's for women too. Like if it's something like that,
Okay.
I got 3 baby daddies, I'm separated, I'm whatever that thing is, just be honest with people. Let people choose what they want for themselves.
But you can imagine that conversation, though. Can you imagine a woman saying, like, yeah, I got 3 baby daddies while she having a drink with you at the bar? That's not happening.
Check, please.
Let me tell y'all the game. The game is simple. You're going to catch these feelings. The game is simple. You're going to catch these feelings before you catch the truth. That's what's going to happen. That's the game everybody playing. You're going to catch these feelings first, then I'm going to hit you with, look, this is what happened, but that ain't me no more. I'm grown.
No, but that ain't nothing but lies. Nothing but lies. No, but the thing is, you can't start anything off of some type of deception. Like, I feel like that's the problem with relationships. Be honest. If you honest, people will respect your honesty more than they'll respect a lie. Like that's just
no disrespect, Ruth, but I need to hear from Bam because she's single. You've been married since you've been 21. So how many relationships? And no disrespect. Now I'm being real for a second. How many relationships have you had before you turned 21?
I would say I didn't have adult relationships, like being mature enough to be in an adult relationship. It's been my husband. So I can't say I don't have nothing.
I'm not disrespectful at all with that, right? But I'm just saying because you haven't had that many experiences as an adult, then you don't have that. You don't have that history.
But what you gotta understand, I'm not the same person that I was at 21. I'm not the same person that I was at 25. So what I'm saying is any advice that I can give anybody for people who just ask me for relationship advice, it's just being honest. Whatever that looks like, it's just doing that off the jump because nobody wants to be roped into a situation where it's like, oh, I caught feelings for this person and now he's telling me this or she's telling me all of these different things. Nobody wants to deal with a situation like that. And it's just like, damn, now I got to deal with it because I'm invested. I didn't invest in my time. I didn't invest in my feelings into this. Now I'm stuck. Nobody wants to be in a situation. At least I wouldn't want to be in a situation where I feel like I'm stuck.
All right. Reel it in, everybody. Cool down.
This guy heated, boy. This guy heated. So,
hey, look, man, we having real conversations over here. We are done.
I think that I got an idea from the ladies what men should be expected to do at the bare minimum during the dating process. So I'm gonna ask everybody now, what should women be expected to do? And don't just give me the same, like, oh, be honest. What should women be expected to do during the dating process to help improve the whole experience? Oh, be honest. What should men? Somebody is getting some feedback.
Men can go first. James, you want to go first?
Go ahead. Start us off.
I would say very simply put, if you want a committed relationship, you have to work for it. No different than a job promotion, finishing up a college degree or starting a college degree, certification, fitness, changing up your diet, anything you want, you're going to have to actually put in real work, time, energy, and effort. And it may not yield the results when you first get into motion. So if you want a man, you want a woman, look at the type of man or woman you want, see what they're into, what they're doing, and put yourself in a position to get them. If not, you're not going to have this. So if you're going to stay in the house, you're going to stick to a routine, you're going to not be available, you're going to not try events and social things that are outside of your norm, you're not going to get what you want. It's just that simple. You're only going to get what you put in effort for. If you don't put no effort into it, it's not going to come. Or you're going to get, as they call it, whatever riffraff or whatever drab blows into your window and falls into your laps. And that usually ends up in a very, very bad, uncomfortable, and unfavorable position. And now you got trauma, drama, and baggage because you gave somebody the time of day just because they happen to catch you somewhere. You want it, go out there and actually put in work and get it.
Trauma, drama, and baggage. You got one-liners all day tonight. So I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna preface my statement with this. I think women and men should only go out on dates with people that they could seriously see themselves pursuing something with. That's number one. Y'all both mentioned that when y'all go out on a first date, y'all bring y'all wallets. To me, I don't expect a woman to pay. If we go out, I'm definitely gonna pay for it. But the gesture, the offer, those types of them demonstrations of you making the effort to show that you're interested, to show that you want to be an active part of this. For me, that's what's necessary in order to enhance the dating process. Just expressing your interest, being engaged, being willing to take those steps, even if you don't necessarily end up having to do that. Offering, here and there, all of that plays into it for me. What you got, Vic? What should a woman be required to do or be expected to do during the dating process? Besides tell you about all her baby daddies.
I mean, a woman should tell you what she want up front. I mean, women, they tend to be quiet sometimes, and they let the man take the lead. But at the same time, they would just be vocal about what they want, what their needs are. Then a man can address those things.
Do you think that they know what those wants and needs are? In your experience, I know you're in a relationship now, but I'm saying back in your dating days, was it common to encounter women that, hey, I know what I want, I know what I'm looking for?
Nah, I don't think they knew exactly what they wanted at the time. At that time, I was dating, women my age, and we were in our 20s. So at that time, I'm not sure if they knew what they wanted. I knew.
Well, let's
but at night,
Mimi
in that moment, I knew that what they wanted. At least I thought I did.
Okay.
In the heat of the moment, people, they don't know what they want. They just want to go with the flow. If the momentum is right and everything is in sync, then that's what they go with. Now the next morning,
so much trauma,
the next day, they may question what happened. They may question. So in my past experience, I'll say this: I met people in the club, in a lounge, in the nighttime, right? So the next morning, or at the end of the night, when the lights come on, when you call somebody the next day, 2 days later, that heat of the moment type of thing, it tends to change. Yeah, so now you don't have that liquor in you. You don't have that music vibe in you where you dancing and you vibing and y'all was in the heat of the moment. Now you really like dealing with life. So now you question, is that person a person that you can actually live life with? When you start having a conversation on the phone, it goes left in the next 5 minutes. And at that point, I don't want to deal with this person.
Cold.
Some good liquor.
I'm telling the truth. Yeah, I'm speaking the truth. Women know if a man's talking crazy, then 2 days later when he called, they're gonna shut him down. They're gonna delete the number. They don't call him back. They'll make themselves busy. It happens. And if not, and you got the ones that get digmatized, so they keep calling, or they'll call when they need attention. Men do it too, but women do it too. Women have that one guy they will just call when they need some attention. They don't want him for stability. They don't want them for comfort. They don't want them to spend the night. Come when my kids are asleep, spend some time with me, go home before daylight come. That's the dating life. That's not married life.
So let's let Mimi jump in. You've been quiet for a moment. What are your thoughts? You in the 20s.
Well, I'm a different kind of 20, but my thoughts, the two things that I think women should bring or should do while dating. One is reciprocate. That's gonna be my word of the day. Definitely reciprocate because nobody wants to be used or feel like they're being used. And two, I guess know what you want going into it. Meaning like if you have certain standards, meaning like you want a family and you want marriage on the table and you want to like you want someone that have the same belief system as you, like all those things, if those are your foundational like standards and you know that's what you want and you're not going to settle for that. So know those things going into it. So reciprocate, like if he calls you, call him, text him, all of that, dinners, whatever, plan all those things. And be honest too, but we're gonna also go with reciprocate and know what you want, like your major important foundational things. If those doesn't match, why are we wasting each other's time? Like I'm okay, we can be friends, like, or you can just go about your business. Because I'm at this point, I'm not going to try to like change a man and be like, I'm gonna give him a chance, and then maybe one day he'll see. Like, no, I'm okay, I'm fine. I know what I want. I know what I deserve. If we don't want the same thing, like there's men that say they don't believe in marriage or they don't want marriage. If I meet a guy that says that to me, okay, we're gonna be best friends because I want marriage and I believe in marriage, so we're good. Like it's just certain things I'm not going to like settle for. So that's just my two.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a red flag. You just said I know what I deserve. What does that mean?
Meaning like being treated a certain way, meaning like being respectful, obviously not abusive to me, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's be
I
kind to
got
each
no,
other.
I got no response to that. I was gonna say something, but I think I'm gonna let it breathe.
What? Go ahead, say it.
No, I don't think anything that you just said was wrong. But I think there's this idea about deserve that I hear
Yeah.
commonly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Children deserve something. Animals
Right.
deserve something. We as
Right.
adults, we earn everything that we get. So I think it just triggered me when you said the word deserve. I don't think you
Okay.
said anything wrong. I don't like that terminology. I hear it used a lot.
Yeah,
And I don't
deserve is certain
necessarily
things
agree.
like as human beings we should all give to each other. But of course, we're human beings. Some don't know how to treat other people, so that's when you know how to remove yourself or decide what you want to do in that situation. But yeah, I got you.
And you said you know what you want. So I got a
Yes.
question for you. For
Yes.
both ladies. This might sound like a rhetorical question.
Okay.
I'm going somewhere with this. Do women know whether or not they want to sleep with a man when they first meet them?
Okay, for me personally, I would say yes because that's how I know. Like that's how I entertain it. Meaning, if they come up to me and talk to me, that's how I'm going to like reciprocate it because I'm like I'm sexually attracted to this person. So that I feel like me personally, I know. If I don't see it and it's not there, I'm not going to waste your time.
So Ruth, put your pre-marriage hat on.
No, it has to be some level of physical attraction there. Like seriously,
Right.
you're not just gonna be if you're not physically attracted to somebody, it ain't going nowhere. Like,
Yeah, it's not.
yeah, we
So
know.
why is it the first thing that women analyze when they meet a man, like when they first meet
Who
him?
said
Like,
it was the first? It could be one of many things, but I think even for men too, if they look at a woman, like if it's someone that they not attracted to or could see themselves being physical with, I don't think they would approach that person.
Yeah, men
so
would
let me
not.
ask you, what do y'all look at a man when you see a man right from across the room? What's the first thing that you look at on a man?
How he dressed.
Makes sense.
Okay, Bambi.
What do I look at first? Well, I would say physical, and that's like once again, you're gonna kill me, but I'm at the gym a lot. So like I would say physical, like his like body or shape or
Physique.
something. Yeah, that word. His physique. But a lot of the time, that just doesn't do it because then there's nothing behind that. So I'm like, okay, so that was a fail.
So those are the first two things that are bad for men. Like when you're judging a man, because there's guys that don't live right? So they'll spend their money on the finest designer clothes to go out for the night, right?
Right.
And then you got the guys that work out, they don't have a job, so they got the time to work out all day long to have a physique. So you're attracted to the wrong guys off top.
Promoting dad.
Not all of them.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying, you gotta be Louis down or Gucci down. I'm talking about a man that knows how to take good care of himself. He looks nice. He smells good. His teeth is nice. Like those are the things that you look at.
A good teeth, that is nice. A good smile is good.
Because if the grill is not there, it's a no. I'm sorry.
But you know what? Wait, I have to
go to the dentist, fellas. Get your teeth right.
I have to take that back because my last situation, his teeth wasn't perfect at all, and for some reason I was attracted to him. So I feel like it depends what's happening. I honestly think it depends.
Shoot them down.
So what about for the guys though? What do the guys look at when they first see a woman? What's the
physical?
First attention
It's always physical.
Yeah.
They want to see how big the butt is,
Physical.
what she got going on, how
Y'all so judgmental right now.
Physical, but we'll let you guys answer.
I mean,
Tell them what it is, guys.
If you 15, 20 feet away from a woman, the only thing you can go on is her appearance, what you see. So that's what brings you in. It got to be some level of appeal. But
so is it the total appearance, or is it certain features on a woman?
Oh yeah, it's definitely certain features for me. I mean, I like a woman that is well put together. I like women that dress more feminine. So women that wear dresses, shoes more regularly than athletic gear or regular clothes, that to me catches my eye because I like a certain type of woman that presents herself a certain way. If she definitely got one of them fragrances that catch your nose from afar, something like that, and then put together nicely.
Okay.
Are you guys reading the comments?
I'll add one. I would say from afar, I want to approach first. I'll watch a woman's body language and how she moves. I think that is very important, like the way a woman walks, so you can tell if she's confident in herself. If you are at a nightclub or a social event, an art gallery, I think that is also important. So I'll observe a woman before I will go up and speak to her for sure, because she may look nice, pose for a hot second, but she may stumble off drunk, or she may be too touchy with other people. So I observe a woman before I approach her to see how she's acting and interacting with the people she's with. And I will 100%, and I know a lot of men won't admit this, I will judge you by the people you're with. I will 100% hammer down, judge you by the crew that you are out there with. Because if you're nice looking, but I see you go back to a pack of hyenas, I'm out of here.
Stop!
I'm gonna just keep the
Wait, what does that even mean?
Wait.
Yes. Let's talk about it. Y'all friends be blowing y'all up.
Dog, wait.
What?
Wait.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you mine. I'm gonna tell you my pet peeves, right?
Anthony, please.
We'll talk about
I look at a woman's shoes, I look at a woman's hands, and I look at a woman's lips. Yeah, I look at her hands. You ever see a beautiful woman with rough ass hands? I'm dead ass serious. Do you want them hands on your body? Yay, I've seen it.
Yo,
hands look. So look, it's a women. No. I don't want to disrespect women because I love women, right? But there's women out there that look good, right? But if you look at their hands, it tells you the age.
Oh, that's crazy. I've seen that before. You're right.
Yeah. So they dress nice, they look good. But if you look at their hands don't lie. Their hands tell the age.
Oh, another thing.
There's certain things about a woman you gotta look at. You know what I'm saying?
And then their eyes. About hands, right? Yo, women who have long, crazy nails, I'm not a fan of that at all.
Now, what's that, huh?
At all. Like a nice manicure with some French tips or something. I like the feminine look, but if you got long nails, you gotta go. That's a no.
Oh my God.
That's a
Jesus.
no.
I might get killed for this, right? But once upon a time, I had a thing against women with braids.
Oh,
like I like women. Yeah, I'm gonna get hit for that. I'm gonna get hit for that, right? But I'm gonna tell you why. I liked women that had natural hair.
So weed, any type of weed, like no.
At one time, yeah, I was not saying I didn't date them, I did, but I liked women. I preferred women that had natural hair that they got done at the salon, because that natural look with that professional dress was sexy as hell.
I'm gonna jump off the cliff right here, then. Yo, right? Them lace fronts gotta go.
That was my preference.
It's just getting worse.
Oh my God. Are you guys venting right now? Like, are you guys venting? Like, get it off your chest.
I'm saying, you want honesty, we giving it to you.
Oh no, I love it because half of this don't apply to me personally.
Just like my man said in the comments, he said booty. He was straight up honest. He said booty. He don't look at nothing else. Booty.
That is true. A lot of men will say that.
Yeah.
Y'all look like y'all want to say something. So I want to ask, why shouldn't a man judge a woman by the company that she keeps? Because I was out in the streets. I'm a tradesman. I've been working. I'm a father. But if every time you saw me, I was out in the streets with a bunch of people who look like they're up to no good, how many women would say that's a good man and I want to have a marry?
But it's a lot of women who judge men the same way, in the same sense.
So is it a bad thing that I judge you by the company that you keep?
Well, you should judge. You should think about that as a person. Like, okay, do I want to be with somebody that I know is doing X, Y, and Z? Why would I want to be around that? You know what I'm saying? So I think that, I mean, yeah.
Listen, I feel like, James, your point is valid. You do tend to judge people off of like either the company or like, I guess you can stereotype of like where they're born or where they're from or the type of lifestyle they live or claim to be from. That's understandable. We're human beings. We're gonna like just judge just off the surface. But I feel like individually, if you get to know that person individually, you'll be like, oh no, this person is not the way I thought they were. I feel like that's everybody. But you're right. As human beings, we're just gonna group people together and keep it moving. We're not gonna have time to individually talk and get to know everybody one-on-one. So you know what? You have a point there. So you do have to be careful who you surround yourself with.
So I guess I'm curious, have we come to a conclusion who's the lazier of the daters, men or women? Do we have an answer for that?
Wait, you said dating multiple people is lazy dating, so I would say men, technically. So I'm using your words, men.
Okay. Ruth?
It could go both ways. I feel like
pick a side.
You can, you know, if you interested in somebody, you gonna pursue it like 100%. But if not, it's just like whatever. So I think it can go both ways.
What do you think, Vic? Monty, be careful what you say.
It's a tough call, but I think women are the lazier ones, man. I'm gonna put it out there. I think the women are the lazier ones. I think that they don't initiate enough.
She said, explain the long nails, because nowadays 1 out of 5 women have long nails. So 20% of y'all are getting canceled. Boom.
Right. Okay, Shabbat. I'm coming at you, Shabbat. What's up?
Yeah, I know for
Before
sure.
y'all answer that question, I'm gonna head out because I have to get up at 4 a.m.
Well,
so
we appreciate you.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me. It is nice to meet all of y'all.
Nice to meet you. Have a good night.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
All right.
So that comment is for me, right? Explain the long nails, because nowadays 1 out of 5 women have long nails. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you in a way that you can understand it. If you meet a man and he got dirty fingernails, how would you feel about that?
It's pretty nasty.
Right. It's just a preference thing, right? Like, I want a man who has clean fingernails.
Yeah.
I don't want a woman that has extremely long nails, right? I like professional women. I like women that present themselves in a certain manner at all times. In my opinion, long, curly, crazy colored nails is not the kind of presentation that I appreciate. Somebody else might appreciate it, but if we're talking about my personal preference, that's not something I appreciate. Now, I love when a woman go get her nails and her feet done, and they manicured, they might got French tips, they painted. I love that, but the extreme version of it, I'm not a fan.
Okay.
Well said.
Can't be mean because we do all the work. We have to approach Juan and Don. I don't know who this is, but he got it right. He got it right.
Coming with it, right?
What? I don't agree, sir.
That's a fact. The men are supposed to do the approaching, the courting, setting the standards for the relationship. We're supposed to propose. We're supposed to, show our work.
James, do you want us proposing to you? Do you want us proposing to you?
We're not. We don't want that. But there's a lot of effort and requirements and social conditioning and standards that are pushed on men. So you would know if the man is truly interested in you or not. And so that's why a woman who wants a man and wants a family and wants to be committed, she has to put in effort, because men are traditionally supposed to put in and make those first steps when it comes to, like I said, meeting, the courting situation, presenting himself properly when he meets her family, saying, hey, I want to take it to the next step. Usually the man is the one who says, I think we should look into being exclusive. And then obviously proposal, and then obviously the marriage. So the man has to put so much effort forward, and it's standard for the man to do, I'd say, at least 60 to 70% of the work. So the woman needs to maximize that 30 or 40%, needs to look like something tangible, something that I can feel and see.
My bad, bro. I don't mean to laugh while you're talking, but the comment is crazy.
Yo.
Let me just say this. I'm not judging a person. I'm not saying that a woman with long nails is nasty. I'm saying my preference is not that. Mimi was the one that said dirt under your nails is nasty, not me.
It is nasty for men or women. I mean, like we have moments, but like it can't be nasty. That's nasty.
And here's the thing with long nails too. I think we talked about the men leveling up. I don't know if I got a chance to mention it, but I keep a nail brush because I work in a trade. So I have to, even if I have short nails, I have to make sure I clean up under my nails. So the problem with long nails is that they hold bacteria, they hold dirt. Everybody's reaching, grabbing. People ain't sanitized their phones in 2 years. So your hands hold dirt. Your fingernails hold dirt. So the thing is, long nails, that's a whole lot of bacteria. You're touching yourself, touching the man, you're cooking and cleaning. They're really not functional when you have a 2-3 inch long nail off of the fingertip itself. So, and
you just got real technical.
Hey, let me ask a question real quick to the panel though. Like we was talking about I guess men and women, right? Is it a myth or is it some truth to it that women from different states approach men or dating differently? Because there's some women from different states that I've met personally that I feel like are more aggressive. And then you got women from different states that are more laid back. Is it truth or myth?
Wait, like where? What states are aggressive that you experience? I'm curious.
Jersey, New York.
Jersey
women come at you straight up, like they let you know what it is, what they want. They approach you. You don't even got to say nothing. They approach you and start the conversation. VA.
So do you guys like that better?
It's a little different.
Nah.
Huh?
Do you guys like that better? Women approaching being aggressive? First?
I mean, I'll go either way. It just depends on it depends on the vibe of the situation.
Not just nails you touch. Exactly. Okay. She's saying it's not just nails you touch.
I agree with
women choose men though. Men don't choose women.
I mean, I agree that women from different states or countries approach dating differently, because I'm from Africa, so I'm a little bit more traditional, and I don't approach first. Like, I don't. So yeah, I agree with that. It is different for every.
But do you believe that women choose men, men don't choose women?
Women choose men, men don't choose women. Yeah, I agree. Well, can I say, wait, can I say it's like 50-50?
Nah.
Because I feel like
I'm not letting you off the hook.
I think it has to be 50-50, right? Because if a man approaches me and say he like wants to talk to me, if I don't like you, I'm not entertaining it. And if a man proposes, if she's not doing it, if she doesn't want to marry him, she'll say no. Like I feel like both parties have to eventually like agree to do this thing.
It depends on the level of the
Proposal
man.
is something different though. Go ahead, Shavar. What you say?
I was gonna say I think it depends on the level of the man because the higher the level of the man, the more options he got in terms of women, quality women. So they can choose him all day, but at the end of the day, the decision lies with him. But as you come back down and you get to the more, above average guys, that is the scenario. Women are choosing them because, they have the leverage for the most part.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So you feel a man's stature it makes sense. It makes the difference.
Listen, we all know the more money you make, the more opportunities and options that you have. And, they on your time as opposed to the other way around. That's just the reality, So I think, yeah, it depends on a man's stature. So Tamika says nothing is wrong with a woman making the first approach. This is 2020 or 2022. It's very common now. That's a fact. Women are making the first approach. We just don't like the overly aggressive ones because if you're overly aggressive in your approach, you're gonna be overly aggressive in your response somewhere down the line, and you're gonna be boxing or something. So we did about an hour and a half, people. I think it was a great conversation tonight.
It was a good time.
I think that the important thing about this discussion is that there are a lot of things that men should be doing. Men should be approaching women. Men should be planning dates and paying for things and taking the lead in relationships. But on the opposite side of the coin, women have to also contribute more effort and energy into the men that they want to be with. So I think it was pretty good. Let's wrap up by any last thoughts from the panel.
Who wants to go first?
Let's start with you, James.
I'm gonna stick to my guns and say what I said earlier. If you want a good man, you want a good woman, you got to put in a work and effort and show that person their value to you and a value to your future. If not, you're going to get whatever rolls in the door. That's probably not going to work out for you. So put in some time, put in some effort, put in some work. And like people say, be honest. So tell that man and woman, be vulnerable. A lot of people are afraid to be open with people. If you say, hey, I'm really feeling you, I'm looking at taking this to the next level, something, and that person rejects you, keep it moving because that's life. How many times we try to get a new job and you got to put in applications for months before you might even get an interview for the first 10 jobs you put in. So look at it like that when you look at careers and different things in your life when it took you time to get what you want. So that's how I look at it.
I agree. As far as this topic, everyone do their part, men and women. Let's not use each other. Let's not abuse each other. And let's be kind. And just be honest with your feelings. Be honest. If you're starting to like this person, reciprocate it. Don't play games. Like, don't wait. If they call you, don't wait to not answer and then, wait 5 hours. Like, that's draining. That's too much. It's like kiddish games at this point. Like, let's be grown. If you like a person, go for it, do your part. So if it doesn't work out, you can't have regrets and you don't go back and try to do this whole fixing thing and then you end up getting hurt even more. So do it right the first time, grow, learn, and do the right thing. You'll be fine.
I got one thing before I let you wrap us up, Vic. I got a request of you, Mimi, and all of the ladies like you, like Ruth, and everybody that might be tuning in that are, have the similar perspective as you all have. In 2022, can we make it more common where we hear from y'all and y'all voices, the counter narrative to the narrative that we hear all the time? Because we hear a lot of loud talk from a lot of bad voices and bad perspectives. Can we get some balance in 2022?
Lord willing, we'll work on that.
All right, that's all I wanted. All right, Vic, take us out, man.
All right, so I'm gonna go off the beautiful lies. It was beautiful lies tonight, but my piece is gonna be that people need to understand that in dating they need to stipulate whether they're dating with a purpose or they're just dating for fun.
100%.
So I would say that.
That's a good one. So on that note, date with a person, date with a purpose, state your intentions up front, put a little energy and effort into the situation, And, hopefully we can all get whatever outcome it is we shooting for in 2022. It has been another episode. We thank you for joining us. If you are tuning in right now and you haven't subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you get a notice every time we go live. You can catch us every Tuesday and Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the Golden Grays Network on YouTube. And you can catch us on Anchor.fm, Apple Podcasts, as well as Google Play under the Black Culture Matters podcast. We appreciate your time for tuning in. We out of here.
Take care.
Bye.
All right.